Hi everyone, it's Bridget from Paper Creations with another card video. We had a little bit of rainy weather last week, which was quite pleasant actually, and as I always do when it's raining and we can't get outside to do a lot, I go through my magazines and just little bits of paper that I've saved over the years with templates and things on them. And when I was going through a magazine, I came across an idea for a card, which kind of reflected the weather we were having as well. So here's the card, and let me show you what we need to make it. So I'll put that over here. So you need a piece of card that measures 8 5/8 inches by 5.5, which is actually 22 centimetres by 14 centimetres, and you're going to score that in half and that becomes your working surface, as always. You will need some Bermuda Bay ink and Tempting Turquoise ink and your sponge applicators. I also used some Stampin' Dimensionals. I used our foam tape, dimensional tape. The stamp sets you will need, I actually also used these little clear, almost like little resin drops. I've got them in two different sizes, 4 and 6mm, and I think I purchased these from Simon Says Stamp. I'm pretty sure I did. But anyway, I've used those. And that's in lieu of sequins. I've been using quite a few sequins lately and I just wanted to play a little bit with those. The stamp sets I'm using are, the sentiment comes from Over the Rainbow, and I've used You Are My Sunshine here. The teddy bear comes from Bear Hugs. That's the little baby bear there. And so I'm also using the coordinating framelits to cut out the bear. So that goes with that. And I'm using Weather Together. So this is the umbrella that I'm using, and I'm also using the handle to hold the umbrella and the raindrops from here. And to coordinate with that, I'm using the matching framelits as well. And the only two I'm using here is this one and this one here. I haven't cut out all the raindrops actually. To make the window on the card, I'm using two of the rectangles from Cross Stitched Frame Borders, which is actually Memory Box, sorry, comes from Memory Box. I can't remember where I bought this one, but anyway, so I'm using actually, if you were counting from the center out, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm using 5 and 6. And as you can see, all my dies I tend to put on magnetic sheets, which stops me losing them, because I have in the past misplaced or lost, if I've been carding between places, I've actually misplaced some or lost them. So to colour the teddy bears, I didn't have Stampin' Write markers the same colour that I needed, so I'm using my distress markers. I'm using Antique Linen for the bear and Chipped Sapphire for the umbrella handle, just here. Two-way glue pen to glue everything sort of down. I'm just trying to think. Oh yeah, and the bears were stamped in chocolate chip. And the sentiment was punched with the washi tape punch. I think that's it. If I've forgotten anything, I do apologise. So as with all things, I have cut some things out. So I've cut out 2 bears, 2 umbrellas and 2 handles. Now one of the handles we're only going to use that very top little bit, and there is a bit in the set that I could have actually used, but I just didn't want to fiddle around too much, so I just stamped out another handle for the umbrella. So let's do the umbrellas. Actually, let's do the card first, because you're going to ink on your card. I'll put all these to the side, and you'll start with the Tempting Turquoise ink. And you want to leave a bit of a gap in the middle here, so you don't want to bring it all the way down. So just put some ink on your blending tool, and just starting off the page, as always, just run it around the edge. Pick up more if you need it. Always like the edges to be just a little bit darker than the rest of it. Gives it that definition. Then just slowly bring it in. You only want it very light in the centre. You don't actually want it too dark. And the bears will cover some of that up if you're not happy with your inking. I sometimes have 3 or 4 goes at doing this if I'm not happy with it. So I'm going to leave that top section just like that. Then you can turn it over and work on the bottom of your card with your Bermuda Bay. And it's the same thing again. Just put some ink on here. Starting off the page, just work your way around the edge, spinning the card as you go. Just like that. And then just slowly come in with it. Just like that. So you've got a definite gap in the middle. Okay, so that's that bit actually finished. I'm going to leave that now for a little bit, and what I'll do is I will colour the teddy bears first. And these are, you know, this is just so basic, this colouring, really, really basic. You're just going to take your marker and pretty much just like you would just colour a page in without even thinking too much about it. I stopped short of the claws at the bottom, but you can colour in over the nose and everything. You'll use a black marker actually, or a black, you know, sort of a black, I'll use my artist pens just to colour in the eyes and, you know, make them a bit darker and so on. So that's one, very quick and easy. And colour in number 2. Very quick. There's no blending or, you know, any of that. Okay, when he's done, take your black marker, and I just go around the eyes to make them dark. And the nose, the black nose. Just like that. See? I'll bring that up a bit. And then do the same to the second one. There we go. He's all done too. Okay, so now the umbrellas. Okay, so I've got one that I've used Tempting Turquoise and one that I've used Bermuda Bay. So all I do, same process as with the top of the card, or, you know, with the edges of the card. Start darker at the top. You want it darker at the top. And then bring it down. And sometimes it's easier to colour them before you cut them, actually. There you go. So you just want it like that. And I would suggest doing it before you actually die cut it. It makes it so much easier. There's nothing to hold on to and you don't get it all over your fingers either. And it's the same with this little guy over here. Darker at the top. So just keep running over that top section until you're happy with the colour of it, and then come down a bit further. And you can bring it down a bit, you know, sort of almost to the end, but not quite. And there you go. That's that one. Very quick and easy. Okay. Right, so now we have the umbrella handles. I've used the fine tip for this, although you don't have to. So on one of them, I've just pretty much coloured in this top bit and down a little bit because I'm going to cut it off actually there. So then on the next one, colour it all in at the top. And you could leave a whole section. I just kind of shaded it sort of side to side to give the impression of colour on there. You don't have to colour it all. There we go. If you wanted to, you could colour it all. It's up to you. Okay, so on this one, we want to glue it so that it sits, this one, so that it sits like that. So you just turn it over, use whatever glue you've got. I just use a two-way glue pen, and I sort of eyeball the middle like that. Put some glue on there, take something that I can hold so that I don't get glue all over my fingers, and just lay it on there and hold it down. There we go. So that's that one. So I'll put that aside. With this one, you only want that little bit poking out at the top. I've actually reversed them, but it doesn't matter. So you just want that little bit poking out at the top like that. So all I did there was just a little bit of glue about the center at the top, right there. And you're just going to poke that out of the top like that. And again, you're going to glue it. Don't worry about the bit that's sticking out, you can cut that off. Like that. There we go. So that's the umbrella finished and the teddy bear's finished. Now you'll notice that this card has a window around it. The reason I did that was I was thinking about doing a shaker card, but I've done a few of those lately and I just wanted to do something a little bit different. So I decided to just make a window without actually having the window sheet or anything inside it, like shaking. So I will use my Big Shot to cut these out. Even though I'm using my magnetic plate, I'm still going to tape it down so I can be really sure that it doesn't move. Okay, so just line that up as best as you can. It's a bit fiddly because the magnets are quite strong and it's actually holding it quite strong. And looking at it at this angle, it's hard to see whether it is actually straight. I usually just get a little sticky note and just stick it, just in case. I have occasionally, when the plates have been a little bit older, I've had it move. These are new cutting plates, so they should be okay. So just run that through your Big Shot all the way to the end and pull it out. Let's pop that down there. Take that off. Get rid of my cutting plates. Take off that. And then we have that. We're left with that. Oh dear. Okay. There we go. You can use this for something else if you like. Doesn't matter. Don't throw anything away. Okay. So then I've taken, actually I have used Pacific Point on this one. I should have mentioned that earlier. I wanted it quite a bit darker than the actual background, and I have a feeling I actually used Pacific Point on here too, but I think it blends just as nicely with the other one. So we will use the same. I don't usually change sponges either if I'm sort of in the same colour family. I think it just all adds to the overall effect. So just sponge that. Be quite liberal with it. You want it quite dark. Find something to hold on to it with because you don't want to get it all over your fingers. And just keep working your way around the corners. And you can go over it a few different times. Okay. That will then sit aside just to dry before you do anything else with it. We'll stamp the card while we wait for that to actually dry. Okay, so you're finished with that. Put that away over here, put that over there. I'm going to turn my surface over now because I don't really want to get ink on my card, pretty much. So bring your card back in. Now from the stamp set, I've taken the little raindrops and put them on a stamping block. Take your ink and just stamp raindrops all over. Just like that. There. That should be enough. Maybe just some more there. Okay. Alright, put that away. Okay. So now we take our little hopefully dry window, and that's going to sit on the center of the card like that. So to do that, I've actually used these new this new tape. It's almost double the thickness of the dimensionals, and it works really well. It's especially great for shaker cards. And just run that along there. Oh wait, there's a bit stuck on there. There we go. Run that along there. And you will probably use 2 of these to do this card. With little bits left over. I mean, you can probably use those actually. I'm going to. There's that bit there. And I've got another little piece there. It's not like you're going to put anything inside it and actually risk it falling out. You just want the height, really. And then you want another small piece to kind of go in there. Just like that. And don't throw these little bits away. I actually keep them and use them, you know, if I am making a shaker card. Alright. Then it's just a matter of peeling off your tape at the back. Just like that. How quick and easy. There. Okay, so you'll have to excuse me if my head gets in the road. I will try not to allow that, but sort of eyeball the centre and just put it down like that. It's very sticky. So you're left with, you can see the dimension in there, and it's quite tidy looking actually. Okay. So now it's just a matter of placing all your elements on the page. So you can see that with this one here especially, if you're going to glue that there like I have with this one, you don't want it just swinging in the middle of nowhere. So you do want a dimensional under here. So let me find my dimensionals. right here. And actually I put 2. I doubled them up so that they were high enough, because remember I said that our tape was almost twice as high as a dimensional. So I actually put 2 to give it the extra height that it needs. You could have used a little bit of tape, bit of the leftover tape if you wanted to. So that's going to sit there like that. And your teddy bear will sit inside like that. And you could probably put another dimensional right there. And that's the way to do it, is actually to place all your elements and see where it needs support and where it doesn't need the support, because you don't want to waste any of your resources. So if you don't need to put the added dimensionals on there, don't do it. Yeah, so that's pretty good. That will actually sit in there like that. And I'll actually glue him to the back here so that I don't need to secure him in any other way. So here's number 1. Now number 2 is going to be down here, and the umbrella is going to be there. So that will also need just a little bit of support in this corner, just here. See, you don't, otherwise that'll flatten out and it won't look very nice. So you can put a dimensional under there, and again double it up because it is the extra height. They're sticky. Okay, so that should be fine. That should be perfectly fine. If I spin it there. So then your sentiment should be able to sit down here very nicely. Okay, so let's glue it all down. So turn that over. I'm going to use the Tombow glue just to put a little bit on here to glue my teddy bear down. And you can pick him up and actually have a bit of a fiddle because it is wet glue, so you can actually flick him around into different, you know, spots just to see where you think he'll be happiest. So I think maybe on a bit of an angle like that. So all you've got to do then is take off the dimensional bits, put a little bit of glue just here, if you can get it to come out, just there, and he's ready to rock and roll. So just there. So he's good. Okay, so then we'll glue this fella down. So I just use glue on the back. You don't need too much. He's not going to go anywhere. Pop him inside the window. Okay. So you probably could put, let's glue this down first. So you want a bit of glue just here. Just there. And then you want to take that off and put it so that the umbrella is in his hand. What you can do then is you can add a little bit of glue, just a little dab down here, and I use my scissors to just hold that there for a second while it takes. And that's all glued down. Just like that. Okay, I'll put that aside over here and we'll stamp our sentiment, which can actually be stamped on the bottom of this little piece. Just don't ever throw anything away. I always keep all my little scraps. And I think we will stick with the You Are My Sunshine. There it is. Make sure that goes on there straight. Black ink, oh it's over here, basic black, I forgot to mention you needed that as well. You could stamp it in blue if you wanted to, really. give that a good press down. There we go. Alright, take your punch, turn it upside down and just line it up till it's reasonably straight and punch that out. Okay, so then what I did was I took whatever ink was left on this and just ran it around the edges. You can do whatever colour you like, whichever one's got the most ink on it actually is the way I usually do it. I think I did the Bermuda Bay last time, but this one's quite nice. Okay, so then you want that to stick here, right there. So again, use your glue pen. You can run it along there and down there, just like that. Oh, you didn't even see that. I didn't even do that in camera, sorry. But there is glue on there. And you can just put it here. Just like that. There we go. Then it's a matter of placing your little embellishments. So I've used 3 of the 4mm or 6mm ones. And 4 of the 4mm ones. And these are a little bit fiddly. They're a little bit tricky to pick up, so I'll just put glue where I think I want it to go. And this is what I usually do. If I know ahead of time where I'm placing things, I usually just dab the glue all over the place and then just plonk them down. So we'll go 1 and another big one there, another big one there, and then the rest are small. These are the fiddly ones. Use a pair of scissors or something just to, and the glue does dry clear, so you don't worry too much if if it looks, for instance, that one looks really milky. It does dry clear because this one was exactly the same yesterday when I made the card. And drop that in there. And this one gets plonked just on here. And there we go. There is your finished card. They'll take a little bit of time to dry, not a whole lot, but that's the 2 cards right there. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I have actually really liked reading your comments on my YouTube and the thumbs up. I love those. So once again, if there's anything you'd like to see more of, or if I wasn't clear about anything, just let me know and I'm happy to, do a video tutorial on just one element if that's what you're looking for, because I know a lot of places don't really do that, but I am happy just to do one sort of element to clarify things. Thank you for watching.